gonna make crazy money.
I don't know why I love this so much! Alex going to college.
You guys must be pretty psyched, right?
Gotten so used to being us three. What's it gonna be like when it's just us?
Well.
Hold on here. Empty nest. This nest is gonna be filled with our lovin'.
It's gonna be a regular fuckfest.
Oh, yeah. Get your passport ready. Because we're gonna be going to Fucktown.
When I became a dad, I made a choice to support my daughter's dreams.
You don't have enough money.
It says right here we have $401,000.
Nope. That says you have a 401k account.
You guys need money. I know how to get it. Let's start an underground casino.
I don't like this.
Check this out. Look at Alex. Here she is. She's gone to college. If she doesn't go, boom.
Yeah.
She's a homeless prostitute on the streets, selling her tiny body for money.
You want to make money like Vegas? You gotta look like Vegas.
We've got a nail salon, massages. You're never gonna believe what's in this next room.
Is it a strip club?
Hey, hey.
We're gonna make crazy money.
Hey, we gotta invite everybody. Hey, hey.
There's something going on in this town.
Your mother and I will be working late.
I just can't help but feel like you're lying.
You've been coming home late every night smelling like smoke and booze.
Honey?
Yeah, I'm just gonna light out, check some emails.
You guys have to shut down this casino.
Guys, we've got a problem.
Cheating. You gotta send a message like De Niro in Casino.
You think you can cheat us?
I got lucky.
Well, your luck just ran out, man, because me and my friend's about to fuck you up.
What are you guys gonna do about it anyway? You're a bunch of soccer moms.
Maybe we'll cut your dick off.
Oh, shit! This shit just got real!
Oh, I'm so scared.
I'm gonna do this.
No, I'm gonna do this.
Don't play around with come on! Oh! Oh, God, oh, God. Oh, God, oh, God.
Shut the
Put it back on! I'm trying to find it!
Could this help?
Oh.
Just hold on to that.
Tell your friends if they mess with us, this is what they're gonna get.
I'm in the house.
Well, you've gained some years. Are you okay?
Very decrepit.
You were so spry in the movie. I don't know. Didn't you just shoot this last year?
I did, but I've aged horribly since.
Guys, I love this movie. Congratulations. You made an
Thank you.
extremely funny movie.
Thank you.
Every minute of the movie, you are sillier and sillier as it progresses. I loved it.
Indeed.
I find that with a lot of big comedies, people like try to inject a lot of emotion and drama, and they try to make it two different kinds of movies and have their
these
take.
two people.
You
No
guys
way.
just went full hilarious the whole time and consistently escalated the story into absurd places. Congratulations.
Yeah, there's no slow montage, you know, with Adele playing. Although I love those
Even
films
though
as well.
we could have gotten that.
Yeah, if we could have afforded
There's
it.
some wonderfully hilarious,
heartbeat.
violent montages, though, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, we get to, you know, as our characters develop and we enjoy running an illegal casino in our town, we also enjoy shaking people down for money. And, yeah, we get to, like you said, we get to explore. We figured you can't make this movie without it going to the fullest extent of what would actually or potentially happen.
Which is exciting because a lot of movies wouldn't explore or go to the fullest extent. They'd be afraid that that gets too violent or too weird.
To the point where their daughter is kidnapped momentarily. Yeah, for 30 seconds, yes.
So how did this start? I know it's the first movie that this director directed, right? His first feature film, Andrew Jay Cohen. He had written Neighbors and Neighbors 2, and really, really funny. So how did this come to you? Will, you're the producer on it, right?
This Andrew and his writing partner Brendan pitched me the idea. I thought it sounded really funny. They then wrote a script, which is what happens after the pitch. What happens is you pitch the idea, and then you sit down and you write it.
You can get all this information in Will's class. He teaches a class called The Biz. And he explains the biz.
I also
Will Ferrell's
have
master
a
class.
32 DVD set that you can watch as well. The first 32 DVDs are $1,000. Anyway, so read the script and thought, you know, oh, this is a premise I hadn't heard about before. Also loved the fact that the couple in the movie were a team. It wasn't, you know, kind of the wife who's one step behind going, what's going on? Both of us decided to make this bad decision together and jump in with both feet, and both characters get to be equally funny. So I thought that was something also that was unique in a way. And yeah, Andrew, first-time director, did a great job, and we got this amazingly funny cast which was one of the great. I hadn't shot in LA, I think, in 8 years. I think, and so to get to shoot in Los Angeles, we got to really, you know, work with that pool of comedians that live there, and so we got this great cast.
I mean, if you're a comedy fan, every scene has a new face of like a comedy person that you love, including your co-star, Jason Mantzoukas, who is extremely funny. Amy, was that what attracted you to the film as well? That like it was a scenario where the husband and wife were more of a team and your character gets to kind of be in on the joke as well?
Yeah, I mean, most of the women I know are really complicated partners with their partners, men or women, and I think they usually tend to jump into bad ideas equally. You know, and so to be able to fight for the right to make a dumb decision is important. And yeah, I think, I mean—
You also have to fight for your right to party.
Always.
Yeah, that's a side note.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
And I mean, I apologize that I'm a little tired because there's no sleep till Brooklyn, so.
Right.
But—
License to ill, yo.
Right. Anyone else? No?
Sabotage, anyone? So,
They're sabotaging, sorry, I'm done.
Brass monkey.
Okay. That is a sure shot right there.
Nice. But I think, yeah, I was excited to work with Will, and I love the way he works. I love the way he performs, and I don't think I would have been able to be, to play a character that wouldn't jump in. Right. So I was excited to do that.
Wouldn't be part of the fun. Like,
no, there's...
Yeah, no, because I mean, you know, I kind of hate acting. So
explore,
sorry.
Amy.
Daniel Day-Lewis, I understand. I understand.
Are you gonna go cobble as well?
Yes, yes.
By the way, is that officially? Is he going back to cobbling shoes? We don't know.
One never goes back. One's always cobbling.
A cobbler. Once you begin yeah.
But I get it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if DDL is bummed, times are tough.
Yeah.
Because he's the king. So anyway, but so no, yeah. So I think I was really excited to get to do that.
Can I ask? You probably don't want to stay on this too long, but what don't you like about acting? Why don't you like
God,
acting?
I don't know. I mean, it's a great profession. I think I think that to be very straightforward, I think that too often as a woman you have to create roles for yourself, and rarely are you handed a role that's interesting or complex. You often have to dig it out, and sometimes that can get tiring. And it's why directing and writing and producing is more exciting to me, because I get to work with talented voices and people who need support in that way, or I can help with what a little amount of currency I can have. But from an acting standpoint, a good part can be hard to find, and so I was thrilled to be able to find it with Will and carve it out a little bit and just get into the mix. But the other stuff is a little bit more satisfying for me. And when Daniel and I spoke last night, he was like, "Amy."
Amy was the first person Daniel called.
And he's like, "Amy, are the turkeys getting you down?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Is this Daniel?" I said, "This is 3 a.m." And he said, "I'm thinking about giving her up." And he talks about his career as like a ship.
But then he also goes, "Or would you like to talk to President Lincoln?"
Yeah.
And
then
go
he
into
goes
that.
into Lincoln.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's amazing.
Has the characters
He's amazing,
still.
but he's
He
retired.
comes out with those characters consistently. They live with him, basically.
Yeah. I mean, how do you explain what Danny does? It's just...
Danny's
He's
Danny.
in his own. Danny's Danny.
He's
That's
never
the name
not
of his
going to be. He's never
one-man
not going to
show.
be Danny.
Danny's Danny. I will actually, in all honesty, I will always love Daniel Day-Lewis, not only because of his talent, but when we hosted the Golden Globes one time, Tina and I made a joke about him being such a good actor that he played E.T. And he raised his finger up like,
Oh, he did.
yes! I mean, that's like
That's awesome.
ride for life.
Yep.
Now, both of you are incredible improvisers, and you're always really spontaneous, both in the movies that you do and shows, and anytime you perform. When you get a script like this, how tight do you want the script, and how loose do you want it to be, so that you can get on set and mess around and improvise a fair amount?
Amy can't read. So
I know how things look. Like I can get symbols.
it's more of a
It's funny.
it's more of a sketch pad
Yeah.
and kind of a cartoonist thing that you read.
Yeah,
and
I just
you
go
get
by the
gist.
pictures. And when things are, yeah, I mean, reading is so
Overrated.
overrated.
Yeah.
I mean, in today's
that's- in
technological,
today's-
I mean,
yeah.
no one on AOL can read, right?
Right?
Millennials don't read, right? They're like,
I mean-
reading, pass. They're like, OMG, LOL, no, I'm not reading. Thank you very much.
Put it into a podcast.
Reading.
That's how
Yeah, I'll pod here, please.
Reading sad.
Yeah.
Kofefi.
I
Here's
like
the
that you
thing.
say kofefi because I've also heard it said kofefe.
Kofefe, yeah.
And I like both.
I like to mix it up.
I like kofefi in the morning.
Or
I like my kofefi in the morning. How do you
Kofefe
take your
after dinner.
kofefi in the morning?
well, with a lot of exclamation points and a dash of sad. Here's the thing. You get the script. I mean, it's improvising is just another writing pass.
Again, this is covered in
This is covered in
the
video,
biz.
DVD 12. Throw it out the window, start all over again.
That's the name of DVD 12?
Yep.
Sorry. Okay.
Throw it out the window, start all over again. So we have the script. We do a table read. There's rewrites. You get it into what you feel like is a very funny version, and then hopefully, if you have an ensemble of actors the way we did, it was 2 or 3 takes written and then off to the races. So that's kind of the way most comedies are done now. I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be able to have the ability to improvise. It doesn't always mean it's better. Sometimes
No.
it's just longer
You're right.
and less funny.
Yeah.
But to be able to know you can do that is always really important.
Do you ever find, might be too technical about it, do you improvise and go long and then go back to the written stuff because you found that you found a way to actually do the performance a better way because you...
Yeah, everybody does it differently. It's kind of hard once you've really blown out a scene to then go back a little bit. Sometimes you want to try to get the scene as is and then play around. But sometimes you can improvise and then take a little piece that you liked and insert it back in a scene. So much of film is a director's medium, so you're really, having to kind of wait and see what he or she decides to add. And Will and I have both been in enough comedies to know when we're doing something that we're like, this is never gonna make it. Like we're just, do you know what I mean? You have that feeling where you're having a good time. You're like, this is way too long.
And the other boring answer is that there are a lot of times we're like, this is just really funny the way it's written right now.
Yeah.
What? Let's
Right.
and we have a lot of other things to shoot. So let's not go down the wormhole of improvising.
The early films that you did with Adam McKay, like Anchorman and Step Brothers, were always very well known. I mean, I think there's mythologies about like how much improvising was done in those films.
Right.
How much he kind of like forced you guys to improvise a lot of times. After making those films, do you kind of go into the other movies and are like, I'm not going to improvise that much?
Well, it's this wonderful, it is fun to challenge yourself, and you'll find all these hidden things. In another way, though, I've also seen the faces of actors who have been at the premiere who left the set working for 3 days going, those were the most fun 3 days I ever had. We improvised all over the place, and wow, it's going to be great. Oh, none of it's in the movie. So once again, it's a great tool. It's stupid not to do it. But you can't leave a set ever after a shooting day going, that's staying in the movie. Because as you edit it, you never know. It could just be running long. It could be hilarious, but it's just too long at that point in the movie. You need to move on to the next thing. The story needs to pick up. So you truly don't know what's going to stay in the movie. So as long as you have a healthy approach that, like we say, oh, this will never make it. And then you're pleasantly surprised when it does.
Yeah, I like to keep my expectations low, always.
Talk about the escalation of your characters and that the outfits get more flamboyant. We sort of, at one point, we drop in the Sopranos soundtrack, which was like a hilarious touch. What was that like, escalating these characters to that point?
Well, as we kind of explored the story and started developing it, we thought, well, I think this should go from, or we thought that it should go from a couple who kind of hesitantly steps into this plan to, wow, not only is it working and the town's kind of loving it because it's this secret hideaway where they get to let their hair down, but we're kind of getting way too into it, and it's going to start to change with our looks and our personas, and we developed the persona of the butcher and the burner because Amy carries a torch with her.
A tiny butane torch.
Butane torch.
That turns into a real blowtorch at the end.
Was the tiny butane torch the scene where they're leaving the restaurant? I brought it up in the green room with you. Was that an improvised moment when you dropped into the crotch position with the torch?
Yes.
I love that moment. I thought it was... It looked like all of you were about to start laughing at what you were doing in that moment.
We were playing drunk, which was really fun.
It was really fun, and I think we cut out of that moment right before we all start laughing, pretty much. So yeah, we're right on the verge.
Yeah.
What's it like to be able, like you were talking about working in LA and getting all these great comedians around you, and it really is a who's who of comedy in this film. What is it like working with them, and when you have to limit the improvisation there, what does that feel like? Because I want to see what Rob Huebel's going to do. I always forget how to say his last name, but I want to see what he's going to do all the time when he's thrown into a scene.
Wait, who?
Rob Huebel.
Oh, yeah, Rob Huebel?
Huebel.
Rob Huebel.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you would think Hubble because of the telescope. Right. It's probably Rob that has it wrong.
Maybe he was named after the telescope, but he's ashamed.
Well, he loves... Huebel does love the Hubble telescope. So it's not far.
It's not far.
It's not far.
It can get confusing. Yeah, I mean, Lennon Parham and...
Andrew Savage.
Yes.
Rory Scovel.
And Cedric Yarborough. So funny. And everybody... It was, like Will said, there were so many moments that didn't make the film just because of time, and also because, Will wouldn't let them in.
At a certain point...
Stop it. Shut it down.
I have to look out for me. Because then why am I doing it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's good self-advocacy, Will.
DVD? Is that
is...
Look out for me.
This is DVD 22. You is the only you. And it's all about self-advocacy. And ironically, DDL is...
Daniel Day?
Daniel Day.
D-Day?
D-Day.
D-Day Lou?
D-Day Lou joins me
in
that DVD. Yeah.
He's such a giver.
Yes.
Are these available in Blu-ray as well, or just DVD?
No
we
Blu-ray.
We couldn't pull off the Blu-ray.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yes, it's...
They're 1080p,
they're not
720.
They're not even DVDs. They're just old cassette tapes. Yeah. So when I say DVD, I should have been doing air quotes.
Clarify that.
I'm in a lot of legal trouble.
Yeah.
Just like the Trump organization, my attorneys have attorneys for them. So, yeah. So that's how much trouble I'm in.
Speaking of Trump, did you guys go to any casinos to prepare? Did you meet any casino owners or anything?
Oh, yeah. Does he have a casino?
Maybe he doesn't anymore. He definitely went bankrupt.
It was super successful.
It was the best casino. It was so luxurious. Fantastic.
Luxury. We went to Las Vegas.
I can't even joke anymore.
I know. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's a nightmare. Okay, so yes, we did.
That's why you need to see this movie.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
Seriously, the news is so bleak, right?
Every day.
While we're doing this interview, something has happened.
Oh yeah. While we're doing this interview, he's tweeting something right now that's like, China tried to help but couldn't. Sad. And you're like, who's that for?
And he's just spiked the ball this morning about the the win in Georgia. He's such a gracious winner and loser. He's such a gracious person that I need. It's so great to talk to your children about his behavior.
Here's something to think about.
Sorry.
And this is not politics. This is just a fact.
This is a fact.
He walks around the White House naked.
That is true, and it's weird.
That guy does. He has to.
Total power move.
My son today was like, he should wear a. He said he acts like a baby so much he should wear a diaper.
Boom.
And I was like,
Mic drop. Mic drop.
That it would be a funny thing if someone in a press conference was like, "You're a baby, you should wear a diaper." He'd be like, "What?" He would get so mad. If we were like, "You need to wear a diaper, you big baby."
Do you think when if he walks around naked, he still sort of purports to be like beautiful and have a fantastic body in the way that he did like the crowd?
I don't want to body shame. I think that even making
right.
fun of how he looks or whatever, which is ridiculous. Is like just going to his level of whatever. He can look however he wants. He really can. It's just act like a normal, decent human being in the world.
Slightly professional, please.
Slightly professional when you win or lose. Just act like a president, you maniac. It's crazy.
We act so professional when we run our casino. I know that
you really
much.
caught me at a bad morning. Bad morning. I'm like having a real hard day.
You got the wrong host to sort of blow past that right away because I want to get in. I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
No, sorry.
Let's talk. Did you go to any casinos though? Did you sort of do some research, meet some casino owners?
We went to
the Wynn. Yeah.
The Wynn Hotel in
it was
Las
gorgeous.
Vegas. We shot the last 2 days there.
A lot of people still smoke. They all smoke in Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas. Just
that should
FYI.
be the slogan.
Still
smoking.
A lot of little mobile oxygen tanks.
Yeah.
Mini, cute, adorable oxygen tanks.
Yeah.
A lot of that happening.
Which is weird because the places are getting pumped with oxygen at the same time.
There's plenty of oxygen.
Yeah.
Our 2 days of shooting were a little crazy making because we had to shoot all night. We had to shoot night shoots because that's when we could get into the casino.
And it's when you're on the other side of the morning in Las Vegas, it's a tough time. Because like 6:30 a.m., either you have nurses going to work, good for them, or you have people going to bed, bad for them.
Or people still awake getting blackjack hits, and you're just
yeah, it's a tough time.
Trying to recoup their losses.
It's a tough time.
Yeah.
But Will played a little bit and had a great time. Were you up?
I think I won about $400.
Amazing.
That's really big for me. Yeah, I'm not an adventurous gambler.
Yeah, not a high roller there, huh?
Nope.
No. I mean, can you imagine being at one of those, maybe someone here's done it, but be at one of those high roller tables and be like, just push, $25,000 onto your, can you imagine? This world is so screwed up. Sorry.
When we're done, I'll tell you the article that I was just reading. We'll talk about that for a little while. Let's get some questions from this beautiful audience, though.
Sorry.
Hi, Will and Amy.
Hi.
I actually got a chance to take some classes at Upright Citizens Brigade, so thank you for starting that as well.
You're going to say you got his DVD code.
Well, I'm buying them. So.
Okay, good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
$1,000 for the first 12.
Yeah, it's only $1,000.
I know that both of you come from, it was discussed, improvisational backgrounds. I just wanted to know if both of you each had a chance to perform with someone, say for ASCAT, a celebrity that it doesn't have to be an actor. Who would you choose that you haven't performed with before?
Ooh. If you could perform with anyone, who would you choose?
On an improv level? Wow.
That's a great question. Yeah. I mean, that's an interesting question because the people that I respect as actors might not want to improvise, right? Because they might be like...
But you guys must have gotten
We've had some good names through there.
Come through ASCAT, right?
Yeah. We have had everyone from priests to rock stars to actors.
I mean, from a historical level, like Lucille Ball. Wouldn't that have been
That would have been good. That would have been
her?
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless she was a dud.
Yeah. You never know.
You never know. Yeah.
Because, very funny people, not all funny people can improvise,
Yeah.
Gosh, that's a great
Or
question.
Peter Sellers.
Oh, that's another good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good. Maybe Mike Nichols and Elaine May would have loved to have done something with them, or just watched them in real time. That would, because they were amazing improvisers.
You think DDL can improvise?
DDL.
Contemporary people, though, I think Chuck Norris for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do an improv set with Chuck Norris.
Can DDL improvise? Can DDL improvise? It's those kind of questions that make him want to leave the business. Of course, he can improvise.
Throw this out to DDL now that he's retired. There are classes available to teach at UCB. Contact Amy Poehler.
Be an amazing UCB teacher.
Or if he just took Improv 1 at UCB, that would make me the happiest
Everybody
in the
has
world.
to start there, bro.
Everyone's just looking at, is that Daniel Day-Lewis?
That's right.
Class?
He's like, yes, it is. That would be amazing.
Right here.
Hi, I'm Tamar. My question is, how do you see comedy evolving in your careers, and what are you looking forward to?
That's a good question. What are you looking forward to? Having a hard time digging deep on that one today, Tamar. Well, I do think that there's been an incredible diversity of voices. Like, I think shows like, whether it be Broad City or Atlanta or Master of None, like, suddenly people are, like, hungry for a voice that isn't the white male experience, and that's really nice. Sorry, Will. And but
had a good run.
We've had our time.
Especially in television. I think television's been a really interesting place for that.
Yeah, between television and the internet, there's an incredible explosion, and yet, I still hope people want to see long form, as in movies, as in The House opening June 30th.
Have you noticed, in terms of a diversity of content, there's also been an evolution of comedy in the sense that shows, specifically shows like Atlanta, don't have to be sort of funny by the minute. It's not like laugh out loud consistently.
There's all these different versions of what funny is now, which is good, right? I don't know.
Louis C.K.'s show as well, same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, not afraid to just hang in the story, just have a narrative, and then, and it can range from ones that are a lot of jokes, to just interesting stories. So I think that's kind of refreshing in a way.
It's very subjective what people find funny. Like, comedy is so personal to them. It's personal country to country and person to person. And so it's interesting that there are all these variations of what fall under that umbrella of comedy. And the other thing is, to answer Tamar's question again, is like, Will and I grew up in a time when our stuff wasn't on the internet. I mean, when we were on SNL, we didn't have, I know this is gonna blow your minds, but we couldn't go on the internet the next day and see how much people hated us.
Yeah.
And we genuinely, we could not read. I mean, occasionally near the end of our tenure there would be reviews of shows online, but there was not any, way to have tons of strangers tell you suck. You could just tell yourself. And that was a big deal.
Was kind of nice to be in that bubble.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There was also, because it wasn't on the internet right away, I feel like there was a longevity to sketches for people who were fans, because they would kind of tape the shows themselves and then show it to friends, and there was a sort of different way that things got out there. It wasn't just like a link that you sent and you watched and like, oh, that was funny.
Yeah, and also like watching it in the middle of the day when you're at work is a little different.
Different experience than making appointment television.
Sketches would hold on to like a legendary status, I think, a little bit longer.
Yeah, some sketches did better as digital pieces and pieces that you could watch anytime, and then other things did suffer. But we got out of there just in time.
Woo!
Walked away from a
house
on fire.
But I do remember when first kind of checking, and they would start with these top 10 lists and worst 10 lists of cast members of SNL. And someone had said, you should go look. So you're in the top 3 of, I'm like, oh, that I feel so good. I'm gonna dig a little deeper. And then the next comment was like, I hate that guy. Someone should drag him behind a car. Like, it was really specific, and I was like, okay, internet, not my friend. Won't be looking at any more comments. from that, and I remember the date. No.
Guys, we have to wrap it up. The house opens June 30th. It's so funny. Congratulations, guys. I loved watching. I can't wait to see it again.
Thank you so much. Thanks
thank
for
you
having
so much
us.
for being
Yes.
here. Will Ferrell,
Thank
Amy
you.
Poehler, everybody.